Hey y'all, what's up? I hope everyone is having a great day. If you see clothes right here, I always have clothes right here. I'm always folded. I'm always doing something. My bangs are grown out. Um, I'm just not watching Raw, even though it's Friday. I had to give Twitter and stuff a break for a couple of days, and my baby's been sick again. So, the first thing that happened was Jey comes out. He's starting the shows and stuff, every time he comes out, he's getting the Stone Cold treatment or whatever. He comes out in the orange and black. The orange was given. I said, okay, sparkly orange, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, come out in the orange and black, right? And then I was like, okay, I like the new gear. Like Mike did his thing. And I said, oh, he got the goals on the grills on. I was like, he must, it looked like he upgraded his grills. He come out, he does the yeet with the little boy and stuff like that. They had said, Cole and them had mentioned somebody yeeting at their wedding. Then go on say, I ain't eat like that in 30 years. What kind of yeeting was you doing? Like, what are we talking about now? Okay, so then A-Town Down Under come on, which I forgot he had a match with one of them. So I'm thinking it's theory because they're playing his music. And two gripes, okay? First gripe is it was Waller. I know y'all played Waller's music for like Jason Waller effect, but his match you should have played his music. Okay, his song is one of the songs I dance to. Okay, him, Solo, Iyo, Bianca, Dragon Lee. 5 songs, 5 entrances guaranteed. I'm dancing. Okay, got a little rhythm, little beat to it. Also, on the main roster. Also, when Theory does his thing, like they show him doing that, Grayson went up to him. Why wasn't nobody on the other side of the camera showing? When Grayson pops up out of nowhere, like production, why y'all ain't show that? I was cracking up because I was like, that to me is hilarious. Like I'd be cracking up. Okay, so during the match, they showed a comedian. I saw Fabulous behind Cole. I saw Kev on stage and his wife, Melissa. Their green shirt guy was there. So I'm just assuming either he lives in New York, like that area between DC and New York, he lives somewhere right there. Because every time they have a situation in one of those locations, he's there. Like he was there at the Baltimore show. I think he was there at the recent DC show, and stuff like that. Also, yeah. So the match started. The match was going pretty good, like even, you know what I'm saying. And then during one part of it, Theory tried to pull Jay's leg, and I'm like, he looked like he didn't do it that, hard, or he didn't want to do it. Because, the whole time when they was coming down, Grayson took one of the little kids' yeet posters and ripped it up, and Theory was yeeting. So I'm like, what is happening? Even in the interview, or somebody had recorded him. I don't even think it was an interview. I think somebody outside recorded him, was like, hey, Theory, can you yeet for us? And he went like this and was like, is Grayson around? And then he did it. So I'm like, are we with Jay, or we and faking like we not, or we not with Jay? Okay. I like his little vest say Highway 75. I'm assuming that's somewhere in Atlanta. Because to be honest, I didn't know about I-85 until I moved to North Carolina. In the southern part of Virginia, like growing up, when we came to North Carolina to visit, my granddad was old school. He would take 202 or 301 or something like that. Like he would take that way. I don't think I-85 was made yet, and because 95 was too like busy. And where I'm from, we got 395, 295, 495. So on top of 95, like it splits. So, but anyways, it was a pretty good match. Grayson hit him with the DDT. Jay, he almost pinned him at one point. Theory went up to try to like distract him again. Jey hit him with a Samoan drop, and then he hit him with a spear, and then he ended up winning the match. So after he won the match, Theory ends up attacking him. So then I'm like, dang, Theory. So he takes the shirt off, starts attacking him, whatever. So then Grayson comes, it's 2-on-1. So my thought is Cody running down his dress shoes, trying to help. But you know, it's Mania season, so it's basically, I help you out in the Mania scene, like every friend for themselves. Right? And he started doing that. So he flipped Grayson over, and he went over the rope. And then he was, I think he Uso splashed Theory. And then after he Uso, I don't even think he got up good. And here come Gunther. I'm like, God dang, he put him in like the sleep hold. The other refs had to come out. And I was like, and then once they came out, he like put his foot on Jay's chest and walked off. I said, first of all, that's disrespectful. Okay. Second of all, okay, Gunther with the fresh haircut. Okay. And I was like, Jey got some thick curly hair. Like it's growing out, but it looked like it's like layers of curls. You know what I'm saying? And then the mohawk isn't as thin as it was. You can see the light brown and stuff. And then I lost my train of thought, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh, and then I was like, because I logged in at the beginning on Monday and was like, I'm gonna watch it. And I was like, I'm too tired to watch it and stuff like that. So I knew what happened to Alicia. She said she was under the weather. And I was like, it's going around. So at first I was like, is that Mike? Because I forgot. Then I was like, oh, that is Mike. And I was like, I miss him. Like, I like him on NXT. But me personally, like, announcers, when it was him and Samantha, or like Alicia and him, or Alicia and Samantha, like them three for me was it. Okay, like I miss him on Raw. Like, to me, if it was up to me, he'd be on SmackDown. Alicia would be on Raw. But this the thing, okay? If I got to choose, if it was me choosing, because now NXT is becoming so popular, they're traveling a little bit more, but I still don't think they're traveling as much as Raw and SmackDown is. And they was at New York the next day though, but for Roadblock. But if I'm getting paid the same, and y'all tell me to go to NXT, and majority of the time I'm in Florida, sign me up. Like, I ain't gotta leave my city where I live at, especially if I live in that area, like Winter Springs or Winter Park or whatever. Sign me up, because after this go off, I can go to my house and get my own bed. Okay, I'm at that age. Like, vacation is cool and stuff like that, but after like 3-4 days, I'm like, I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to get my own bed. Like, it's nice to have to get away, the mental space and all that other stuff. But I'll be like, I'm ready to be in my own space. So if that's the case, like if he had the choice and he chose, like if the job was so nice to be like, hey, you can choose where you want to go, then me personally, I would be on NXT. Now, if he, and like send Lillian to Florida every week leave her in SmackDown. But if it was the other way around, and you'd be like, nah, I want to be on SmackDown and send Lillian to Florida every week, I wouldn't mind that either. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just me personally. So, I don't know. Then, yeah. So, Alpha Academy goes to check on Jey, right? Jey looked like his eyes is red from getting choked out. Then after that, Logan comes out. On the way out, they booing him. He don't ripped off somebody's shirt and said, "I hate Logan Paul." But then when they showed the outside and then they came around production and they showed it, I was like, I like what they did. Like, I like that when they have events that they know they're going to sell out, like Madison Square Garden, stuff like that. That, is that a gray? Is my gray coming back? Does Tina be stubborn? Sorry, that's the name of my hair's name is Tina. And but they make the screen shorter. You know what I'm saying? So instead of the green screen, okay, y'all see my wall clock. Instead of the screen being like up there at where the 12 is, it might come down here to like where the 9 is. So the seats back here from like the 10 up have people sitting there, and in previous things it hasn't. So like for me, I like sitting in different areas of the arena because I want to see all areas. So I've sat on the side back, like towards production. I've sat right in the center where you can see me on TV. I sat on the side, like, so like if Cole in the ring is here, I've sat like back behind him, like to the left. And then like if the ring is here, when they show like green shirt guy, I've sat not on the main rows, like the rows like this, but I sat like on the bottom part. And then I'm sat in the row next to it. So I wouldn't mind sitting like back there just to see like what it's like. But Logan comes out with that ironic song, Humble, and then goes on to have a promo. So I'm like, Lord, I hope his promo isn't as bad as the one that he did before Royal Rumble. Comes out talking about he came out here basically to beat AJ in the head, basically. Instead of AJ coming out looking for him, he coming out calling AJ out. So he gonna say, I'm a celebrity, I'm this, that, and the third. Celebrities come and see me. And I was like, that's why the song is funny that he got. Because I'm like, you're definitely a heel. Got a song talking about you humble, but keep talking about you a celebrity, this, that, and the third. The irony, right? Then he gonna say, it took John Cena 20 years to figure out, what he said? It took John Cena 20 years to figure out that good guys finish last. He was like, I'd have been sold my soul. Then he basically sold his soul to The Rock because he said, The Rock, Final Boss, People's Champ, whatever they call you, I'm selling, like, basically, I'm selling my soul. You can have mine. I'm like, not you selling your soul. So then he sees Andrew can't say his last name. Schwartz, right? He sees him and I tell him to come out and who you here to see? Like, you here to see me? And he was like, no, I'm here to see Seth. And that is definitely, no, it's just my hair's trying to curl up. He was like, I'm here to see Seth and CM Punk, like the cage match. And he was like, yeah, but like, who else are you here to see? Like, you here to see me and this, that, and third. So he said, basically he hit him with the ain't nobody coming here to see you, Otis. Okay? If you know, you know. He was like, I'm not here to see you. He was like, I've come here to see wrestlers. Like, we like real wrestlers. And I'm like, ooh, I was cracking up. He's like, we from New York. We like real wrestling. And I was like, I love this. And Logan got mad and pulled him out and put him on the thing. And then AJ comes out and I'm like, AJ. And I'm like, his hair got long. It gets longer, it seems like every week. Him and Dom's. Dom's hair going to be to his butt soon. But except for that front bang thing he got that he parts in the middle. But he's basically told Logan to come on. He gave him this long, phenomenal forearm which landed. It was great. And then he came out. He looked at Schwartz. Schwartz did the thing at the top. You know what I'm saying? And then like after that, I was like, I did not expect that to happen. You know what I'm saying? I thought I saw Casanat when they did a certain angle. Like, it was a guy with locks with the T. I was like, but I was like, that's not him. Because there's a lot of guys from, like, New York that look like that. I don't think it's him. And then Cole and them was talking. And it was two guys with chains. One with, like, an orange hoodie. And I was like, who is that? And, who else? I was like, well, Logan is, when he was part-time, he only did PLEs. So I'm like, I think he's only had maybe two or three regular like Raw matches, right? And then I was like, has him and AJ ever wrestled before? It's like, if not, it's going to happen either right before WrestleMania or at WrestleMania, the match between them two. Because I'm like, even though he's a full-timer, I don't know. And then my mind went to, I can't wait for the day that AJ goes into the Hall of Fame. Not saying that I want him to retire. I'm just saying that because he was one of the game changers for TNA Impact. Like, the clips and stuff that they're going to show. And I'm like, who's going to introduce him? Who is going to... Because it's certain people that change the game. You hear me? Like, every once in a while, you bring a game changer in. You see what I'm saying? Like, for the girls, Jacqueline was a heavy hitter. Loved her. Trish had brought the sexy and stuff like that. Like, but the game changer for me, because back then, I like jazz, but back then, it was like Sable, China, Jacqueline, then Jazz came. But the game changed when Lita came. Okay? Because I ain't never seen no girl that could flip like that. Okay? You might see Trish maybe do it probably, I think, once. But you ain't see it like that. So when she came in and changed the game, so then after that, you had the next generation of girls. And then they had the evolution. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, they say the 4 horsewomen changed the game. I don't know if Paige came before or after. I will say they kind of changed the game a little bit, but to be honest with you, I would say the class after them, Bianca, Io, Rhea, changed the game more, because even though like Charlotte, we got the moonsault and the figure 8 and stuff like that, the other girls were basically like mat-based technical wrestlers. Like, we didn't get, like the girls that came up after them, Bianca's, the Ios, the Rheas, the all that. It's like they was doing everything. Okay, like, so I just can't wait for that to happen. And it seemed like he got even bigger. Remember, I was like, he's gone. He came back. He got more buff. Like, what was he exercising before he came out to the ring? Because like that vein was popping. Okay, I'm just saying. And my son got 2K25 when he come in the house. I should have downloaded for him. When he come in the house, he that's all he gonna play. I had pre-ordered it for him for his birthday. It's February 24th. So he got this version. And knowing him, he's gonna want. I get the physical CDs. I don't trust, except for last year. Last year I got the digital one, but I don't trust. I'm very much like superstitious when it comes to, and I feel like if somebody go in and want to hack everything and wipe everything, all the games will be gone. That's why I like the physical. That's one of the reasons why I like the physical game. And it's just like, I like tangible. Because if an issue or something happened, PlayStation, like I said, somebody wipe everything out, all that money people spend on video games, and you ain't got no recollection or receipts that you purchased it, you ain't getting that back. Okay? If something happens to this CD, I got a warranty on, I go get another CD. And even if everything on my PlayStation that I played with got wiped out, I still got a CD I can start over from. That's why I do CDs. Okay? But yeah, like, I don't know. I think I don't know. Maybe we'll see, cuz I'm still into Raw. Like, I'm pausing and doing each segment today because I don't have time. Like, most of the time I'll try to remember stuff, but I got a lot of stuff going on. I got to go get my son right now from basketball practice. But so if they have a match next week, I'm going to be, if not, and I got to finish trying to watch this in an hour before SmackDown comes on. So y'all, pray for me, okay? So then we just had not the Woods, Lord. We just did New Day versus LWO, which is Dragon Lee and what's that man name? Rey Mysterio, y'all. Sometimes I'm a little slow. Okay, so New Day comes out with their music. I don't care what nobody say, whether y'all like them as a heel or not. Them graphics go off. Okay, it's giving Super Saiyan. Okay, and I'm super excited because twice a week, my son and I watch 2 or 3 episodes of the original Dragon Ball on Crunchyroll. If you don't have the app, get it, because it got all the anime, especially if you're into that anime. But we're on like episode 14 or something like that. When Goku was little, because I got into it when he was already big, like when they used to show Dragon Ball Z on Cartoon Network late at night. I don't know what it was like when he was little. So this is interesting. But the match was good, and I like the tornado DDTs, because not tornado DDTs, tornado tags, because both people can be in the ring at the same time. To me, that make it more interesting. Okay, you ain't gotta worry about somebody cheating and all the things. When Ray and them came out, I was a little upset because I like Ray. Okay, nothing against Ray. But y'all know Dragon Lee music, my music. So I coming through the lane. Na, 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 na. Like I wanted to hear that. And I was like, I know I asked this before, but I can't remember. Is Ray the first Hall of Famer and person that was inducted into the Hall of Fame that is still a full-time wrestler? You know what I'm saying? Like Trish and them come back on Legends contracts. But that's not the same as still being a full-time wrestler. I know sometimes see you so good. But yeah, the same as being a full-time wrestler. So I was like, the first, that's good. But now I understand the clip. So I follow Kev on stage, and he was like, he did all this press in New York and stuff like that, had a comedy show with his wife. And he showed a clip, and he was like, and church, you suck. So I'm like, I knew they were there, but I was like, what? His wife showed Jey Uso coming out, said she loved Jey Uso, this, that, the third. And I responded under her comment, I was like, my son is the same way. Like, I could play his music right now if my son hears it. Now, that's if he hears it. I don't care where he is. He could be outside, I got the windows up. If Jey music come on, he is flying in here and he's doing this. And I'd be like, they ain't even start doing that part yet. You don't care. So I was like, it was good to see his face from that view. He was sitting there smiling, and his wife's like smiling and recording it. Also, the match was good. It was pretty evened out for a while. It was like you didn't know who to watch. Then Woods had brought out Table. No, LWO brought out tables. They put him back. Then Woods got hit on the barricade. They showed Umafemi. I like the graphics that was given Lion King. What? And when Woods got hit on the barricade, I was like, so I wonder what Upa said to him, because he said something. And then I was like, I wonder what he said, because I know he said something to him. And then they was doing like, it was pretty good. Ray tried to hit, this might have been before or after, I can't remember. I know Dragon Lee had hit Woods with the Hurricanrana. He cracked the table. Ray tried to hit Kofi with a 619. Kofi countered it with a Trouble in Paradise, and then he rolled him up and tried to what's the name him, and Dragon Lee broke it up. And then during the match, somebody in the mask came. So when they said, who is that? And I was like, and then when I saw the mask, it was an American mask. I said, that is Chad. Like, okay, I ain't seen no luchas or no people in the Japan circuit with no American mask. Okay, and then I was like, but that was a good Hurricanrana. I will give you that. So Pat trying to figure out who's out there. So then security comes up and he running through the arena and stuff like that. So then Ray get Woods with another 6-1. He gets him with a 619. No, Ray gets Kofi with a 619. And then after Chad comes out, that gives the New Day an advantage. And then Ray is pinned by Kofi, but Woods is pressing on his back to make sure the pin is there. And I'm like, Eddie ain't see that part. Like, you ain't see Woods help Kofi pin Ray for them to win. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with it. But okay. I'm over here cracking up because Finn was talking. And I'm like, who is he talking to? Right? Talking about Braun Breaker and all this other stuff. He's talking to Carlito. Whole time Carlito thinking about if Raquel notice him. The John Cena thing. What he say? Like, that was crazy. He's talking about he's a good guy like me. You in the wrong group, brother, because Judgment Day, I wouldn't even say they bad anymore. They just annoying. So then, like, Crazy and Cool, who is Liv, my other girl, and Raquel coming with Dom, and they were saying that Bayley and Raquel have a match for the Women's IC Championship. Whoever wins gets to fight Lara. So then he said, he said something about a match with Breaker. And Finn was like, who, you? And he was like, no, I got you one. He said for the men's IC title. And he said for next week, you just got to prove it. I said, that's going to be a good match. I forgot where they're going to be at. They're going to be somewhere in Europe. But I'm like, that's going to be a good match. Like, I was like, I don't see Finn winning. But Finn is one of them people I have on my list that has high resistance. Like, they could come with one toe left. They still going to kick out him, Seth, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles. There's somebody else I had on that list. KO, Finn. I didn't even have Sammy on there, but he's a fighter. But it's somebody else I had on that list. And I was like, you could pin them 11 times. The only way they're going to get the pin is if their time is up for this match. Because there's no way in hell. Like, sometimes I'll be like, how did you kick out? Okay. Then they showed, they had, my stomach. Then they had Cody come out. Which, one of the reasons why I miss Mike. Because I'm like, when he says American Nightmare, like when Sam said it was cool. But I'm like, he said it was the best to me when he says it. And then, like, I miss hearing him say that. And then, I know I'm weird because I, like, work in visual media and sound every week. So, like, certain stuff catches my ear. And that, when he says it, I'm like, yes. And then when Alicia says it, I literally get goosebumps. Like how Rock does every time he comes out. Every time she says, like, anything with an R in it, I get goosebumps. Cody Rhodes. It's mainly when she says Cody Rhodes. When she says American. When she goes, American Nightmare. Like, she does her thing. I'm not going to go into the voice to say it. And then Randy Orton. When she says his name. Like, I'm like, chills every time. So, but I'm like, I'm glad his face and stuff cleared up because they had my mans out here looking like Zuko from The Last Airbender. And then I was like, he basically was like, he coming to Brussels, Belgium. I was going to say Germany, my brain. He's going to come to Belgium because I think he's filming in the Middle East and Africa or something. He already over there. The flight is less. I feel like America is just over here by ourselves. Okay? And the reason why I say that, is because, not because of politics, something like that, even though the DOE, I got a whole century. Okay. But not because of that, but because, like, when you go to other places on the east side of the earth, the flights are so much quicker and cheaper. Okay? Like, I have a friend that lives in Sydney. I know some people that live in, like, France. They could take trains. Matter of fact, the people that live in France, they could take a train to like London, Spain, express train, Germany, stuff like that. Like they ain't even gotta get in the air. Okay, it could take them an hour to 4 hours, but they there. I'm like, well, hell, put me on a train. And then my friend that lived in Sydney, I got a friend that lives in Queensland too. But the one that lives in Sydney, she's like, she take trips to Bali. She's been to Japan. She's been to Europe. And she was like, it's quicker. It takes her 24 hours with the layovers and the flying to fly back here to the United States. But, so I know he's going to be there because I'm like, he could probably catch a train or a flight for like less than an hour or something like that, depending on where he's at. Be still in Africa or whatever, and come back. But, then they show all these celebrities. So they showed, I forgot the name of the rapper they showed. And, I guess, and they showed the Amanda girl that got a fight coming up. I guess they showed all the people that got shows on Netflix. Because they showed this Selling New York girls. Them 4 girls look like they freshmen in college. And they go to like college parties or something like that. They don't even look like realtors. That's how young they look. Oh, maybe I'm just getting old. And then next to the girls was Bevy Smith. And I was like, oh, she got a wrestling show. If y'all don't know Bevy Smith, if y'all used to watch the Wendy Williams show, I think she's also on E! When they do like red carpet stuff for like the Grammys or the Emmys or something like that, she always gives her take on the looks and stuff like that. She's also a host. She also owns has a book or 2 out. Like, she cool. Okay, so I'm like, I'm surprised to see her there, and I was like, wow, wrestling is really becoming popular. And I was like, they probably not going to say her. They probably not going to say Fabulous. They probably just going to say the Netflix people. But I'm like, well, no, because they said the one rapper. But I'm like, this how you know that New York is a mecca still for like a main city where a lot of celebrities live at. Because I'm like, it's a lot of celebrities there. One, wrestling has become popular. Most people got kids or just enjoy it themselves. But it's also like, you can't even name all the people's in between breaks, between Pat and Cole talking. You can't even name them all. And I'm like, or they don't know them all. Like, if you don't listen to 2000s rap, you don't know who Fabulous is. Okay? Hip hop. If you don't watch, any show that pertains to like celebrities, gossip, E! Channel, Hollywood Access, ain't used to watch Wendy Williams show, you probably don't know who Bevy Smith is. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain people only do particular things. If you didn't follow him on social media, Kev on Stage is there. They probably ain't know who that is. And he's real successful. Even though he says he doesn't feel like a celebrity. I said he's in the best place to be if he doesn't feel like a celebrity. I'm like, you're well enough known where people want to support you. Go to your comedy shows, watch your TV shows, probably take a picture, you know what I'm saying? Make the coin. But I'm like, you're also not known enough where you could still go to like a grocery store and shop on your own. You ain't got to pay nobody to grocery shop for you. You can step out of your building, your house or whatever. And people are like, New York is one of those places like Atlanta and LA where you see celebrities all the time. It don't faze you. You know what I'm saying? Like DC, we got a group of people. And honestly, when I went to school in Greensboro, it was certain celebrities, like we saw them 1 or 2 times. We'd be like, But then like once they start coming the 3rd or 4th time, we ain't paying them no attention. Like we had Day 26 come there often. One of the guys was from Charlotte. Jadakiss was there all the time. Trey Songz was there all the time. Cassidy was there all the time. At one point in time, before Meg Thee Stallion blew all the way up, every time she was on a tour with a group of guys, she was always coming to Raleigh or Greensboro. And I'm like, girl. Like, and then, they do the club appearance after. Keisha Cole was like that at one point in time. I was like, after a while, you just sis now. Like, it's nothing to us for us to be like, not unless like we're really, really obsessed or we didn't get to see you the last time. Like certain people, I'd be like, like we be like, oh, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, I'm so upset. So Raquel comes out, she's already in the ring. And then Pat is talking to Dom and Liv about the ring, the Rolex they bought. Talking trash, talking about you got off the street, if you go TikTok, it ain't real. So Bayley comes out. Production does the aerial view and come out. So I'm loving the aerial view. The only thing I don't like is the fact that it went straight to her sign and bypassed her. And then when they switched cameras, it caught like the side of her, but she already walked past the camera. And I'm like, who is calling it today? Jesus. The match was good, okay, up until the cheating part. But the match was going real well. I'm glad the match showcased Raquel's power because a lot of the times when she has a match with like Liv, she does her thing a little bit, but Liv has been doing most of it, or they've been highlighting her more. Excuse me. And I know she probably had to get back to the swing of things because even though she hasn't been away as long as Alexa, you know what I'm saying, she's still been away because I know she has health issues and stuff like that. So even who was it? Was it Nikki Bella? Or somebody said, I was watching someone last week and it was like, even being away from the ring 6 months and you could have been doing this for 10 years is like a long time. But I'm glad and I'm glad she kept up the pace. You know what I'm saying? Because last year, or was it 2 years ago? It might have been 2 years ago when they had that beef with her and Rhea. And I was like, I want a triple threat to see who's the strongest between Rhea, Raquel, and Bianca. And they kept doing the feud. They continued the feud from when they were NXT with Raquel and Rhea. I was like, Raquel is great wrestler, but she's moving too slow. Like, remember I had told y'all, I was like, in the one match, like, it was like she tried to do some move, and thank goodness for like Rhea's wrestling IQ. I guess Rhea caught what she was trying to do and try to like help her or put herself into it. And I'm like, Raquel's moving too slow. So she picked up her pace. She looked great. She done showcased what's the name by slamming her. What he said, the Raquel ragdoll she done did to Bayley. I was like, the ragdoll remind me of Tyler Bates' Airplane. Bayley hit the big elbow drop. Okay. Then of course Liv and Dom distracted her. When Bayley came out with that jacket, first of all, Pam. Okay. I've been asking this for a whole year. I think we first saw that green jacket, the green, black, and white jacket, was it gray and white jacket when she came out. I think I seen it. When she came out, was it WrestleMania? A little bit after WrestleMania. And I was like, where did she get that jacket from? Today she came out with a similar jaunt. It was giving Randy Savage. Like, shout out to him. Because it was like he also had a cage match in the garden. Because when Bayley got slammed on the announcement table after Liv and Dominic had distracted Jessica, Bayley went to hit both of them too. She ran out of the ring. Raquel caught her and slammed on her thing. And at one point, Pat was like, oh yeah, Cole had mentioned it. But I never thought I'd see the day when Cole was encouraging Bayley to get up and be like, get up, like they on the same page. Second of all, where'd you get that jacket from? Okay. And I had tweeted her and I added her. I've been tweeting and adding her for a year or two. She gonna respond to me one day. I'm like, sis, I ain't even gonna tell nobody where you got the jacket from. I just want the jacket for me so I can contact whoever you get these jackets from and pay them to make me a jacket. That's all I want. Like, people like, oh, it's exclusive. She don't make jackets no more. Like, I straight tell them. Because the one she had matched her gear because it was blue. So it was black and white with the gold sequence. It had the little frills like how Randy Savage had when he used to come out and stuff like that. And I said, to me, that's my second favorite one after the green one. Y'all know green my color, black's my color, orange is my color. Okay. And honestly, I think I'm replacing orange with hot pink, and I've never been a pink girl. I'm not a soft blush pink girl, but give me a hot pink, and I'm here for it. Or not Carolina blue. Not Carolina blue. Almost threw up because I'm a Duke girl. But the blue that Jey, okay, my son's basketball, like this blue, the blue that I think Jey wears on his gear, that blue, and then like a hot pink like this, okay, with the lime neon green and the black, like them four. I even get my nails those colors, like those are my colors. But I'm like, sis, I need to know where you get the jacket from. So because they slammed on the table, she almost got counted out. Cole had told her to like get up, encouraged her to get in the ring. Raquel had picked her up and slammed her down and then pinned her, and then she lost the match. And then but when she took her jacket off and threw it over there, Liv picked up. That is my girl, okay? I am crying. And I can't remember if I said this in the last video. Yeah, I'm crying. Because I had just tweeted it, and I was like, my son said he can't believe that Liv is a 91 in the game. And I said, don't do her. Don't do my girl, okay? Don't do my girl. She my second girl. Like, I got 5 girls that I really like in WWE. The rest of them I like. But, like, 5 of them, I don't care if they heel, face, everybody hate them, everybody love them. And that's Bianca, Liv, Roxanne, Soul, and Jordan. Okay? Like, no, Nia's getting on that list too. I'm putting Nia on that list too. Because Nia always comes out serving. Okay? And her year from 20, when did I see her last? I saw her last year, this time in Raleigh. Matter of fact, I think it was March 19th or something like that. I saw her last year, and that's when she did that Falls Anywhere match with Becky, and they ate that thing up. They were the main event. Nia's on that list too. Like, them 6, love anybody, love them, hate them, whatever. I don't care, okay? My girls, okay? Like, don't act like she ain't have the last, can't even say good year. She done had, since I've been watching for 3 years, because next month will be 3 years. To me, she done had a good 3 years. Now, her story might not have been showcased as heavy, maybe like part of 1 year, but she been doing her thing. Just like Iyo. Iyo's been having a phenomenal year and a half. Okay? When I started back watching, like I said, it was a week after Trinity and Mercedes left. And then I remember watching my first SummerSlam. I think that was the first SummerSlam I've ever watched. And Damage Control came back. And that was July 2022. Yeah, I remember that because it was July 2022 because my son's dad lives in Nashville. And I was like, he needs to be there in Nashville. And then his dad was like, I could got him tickets. Like, I had tickets, but he had to play. And I was like, nigga, like, you could have told me. We could have drove to Nashville. I done drove to Nashville by myself before. It's 8 hours straight 40 west from Raleigh. Okay? Like, I could make the drive. I mean, because I've done it before. He provided the rental and the gas and the food for snacks and stuff like that. Because if I don't feel like flying, I'll be like, I'll drive. We'll enjoy the scenery. Whatever. But, like, we could have came. It was nice too. That was a good SummerSlam, matter of fact. Like, that was a real good SummerSlam. Because that was the one with Becky and I think that was the last feud between Becky and Bianca. And Becky either just came back from messing her arm up or something like that. And then them 3 come in, and I think they attacked. I can't remember who they attacked first. If it was Bianca or Becky. I think it was Bianca. And then she, like, after she got her respect from Becky, Becky went to go help her. And then it was them 2 versus Damage Control. And that's what started that Survivor Series that year. From July to November. Because I remember that. Okay. And I was like, I knew who Bayley was, but I didn't know who the other 2 were. But Io's had a phenomenal year and a half. So since a half a year ago, it'll be September. So I was about September 2023 till now. That's about a year and a half. That's when she became. When did she become the champion the first time? Fastlane. Fastlane happened when? Was that about September 2023? Or something like that? In Indianapolis, I think September, October. So she's had a phenomenal years from then on. Okay. But I still want to know where she get these jackets from. Like, does she buy them and add the sequence and stuff? Have somebody add the sequence and the extra stuff, like how Bianca does when she forgets she has to make gear and she alters like her Fashion Nova stuff? Or does somebody actually take fabric and stuff and make it? Okay, that's what I need to know, because I'm real close to the point of going to the thrift store, finding me 2 like pleather looking jackets and add sequins and stuff to it. I ain't sewn in a long time, but I used to sew. I could get it together. Okay. Sis was a whole artist out here. I was so nerdy back, little, like wrote poetry, hair, outside of, like, when I was outside, I played sports with the guys and my sisters, because there was only guys on our street. I think I had a clay pot thing that I got, and I wanted telescope, sewing machine, drawing kit. Okay, so I can figure it out. I just don't want to figure it out. Just saying. Cole comes out and asks, my hair is not acting right. Cole comes out and asks, Iyo about WrestleMania, how she feel about being champion and stuff like that. I love the fact that she answered, because I know she always says her English isn't that good, but I'm glad that she got their mic and did it. Honestly, I would appreciate it if she did like how the Spanish Heritage does, and they'll say something in Spanish and then they'll say it again in English for the people that don't know Spanish know what they're saying. I think Ray started that, because now I think all of them do that. But let's see. I'm about to put my hair back. But yeah. So she comes out. I love her pants. My song, her song is one of my songs, y'all know. So she come out, I'm dancing. He asked her that. Then she brings out her opponent, Bianca, my other song. I'm out here, my girl, okay? They asked them too about WrestleMania and everything that's going on. Bianca don't do her normal hair twirl. Speaking of, I saw her on First Take, I think on Monday. And she is mourning these friendships. Let me tell you. She was there at the studio in New York earlier that day in all black. In an all black suit. Or was it a suit? I think it was a shirt and the pants. But to me, it was giving Janet Jackson. I remember when Janet had the suit and stuff, like when she was doing Rhythm Nation. She looked great. It was giving Janet. Okay. Talking about the feud and all that. Talking about Stephen A. loved it. Because he said, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to get championship. He's a big fan of John Cena. And I saw a clip of him talking about how much he admired Paul and stuff like that. And one day he's going to take his job as being a manager, and he would love to be a manager in WWE. And if anybody has not discussed that with him, sign this man. I was about to say, nigga, sign this man up, okay? Sign this nigga up to be that. The way he talks, and he always gives a different perspective on sports and stuff, he'd be a great manager. Why ain't nobody contact him yet? Is it a salary situation? Okay? Because hell, if anybody that's so interested in WWE was to do WWE, you might as well sign. He'd be at WrestleManias and stuff anyway. Okay? 2, Shannon Sharp was mad as hell still, because he was talking about he's so mad. He said, I can't believe John. He said, it need to be me and Cody versus Travis and John. I said, now Shannon, you will kill Travis. Okay? You might be in your 50s, but you still big as hell. You used to be a football player. That don't go away just because you retire. You hear me? You might slow down and stuff, but no. They had to hit you with something. Then you'll be on nightcap sore as hell. Like, I don't know if you want them problems, okay? Be getting treatment and conditioning for the rest of the year. And it'll be only April. The rest of the 8 months, you be over there. Okay? Like, it literally has to be the adrenaline running through you. And you have to be some kind of crazy. Kind of like how Ric Flair is for you to do it past a certain age. Even my man Sting had retired. Okay? I'm upset. I got to see him live before. I think he said this is the last year when he dresses up in the makeup and the gear and stuff when he does meet and greets. But I'm like, so then they bring it and I think he had mentioned something about mommy and stuff like that. And Bianca had said something about she apologized to her because she might have felt a certain type of way or whatever. But she was like, then Rhea comes out. As soon as Rhea come out, Cole get the hell out of Dodge. And I was like, why you leave the ring? As soon as she come out. So she come out, tapping on the mic, see if it worked. The crowd goes crazy. She like, what's the reason? What's the reason? All I can think of Cardi B. Well, what's the reason? I love it, hip hop New York. If you know, you know. Okay. So she comes out and Bianca, she basically was like, you should have been tended to the situation with you and Jey and Naomi. So Bianca was like, oh, you want to go there? Okay, because Iyo tried to interfere. Rhea mushed her, tried to interfere, and Bianca's like, I think you just mad because I didn't just cheer for you. I cheered for you and Iyo. And then Iyo tried to come in and say something to her. Bianca mushed Iyo. So I'm like, oh, she got mushed by both of y'all. Okay, so after a while, Iyo hits Rhea, and then she hit Bianca and go out and say she pissed. She talking in Japanese real fast, okay? I know the dialect is fast anyway, but it seemed like it was fast, and she walked off and they played her music and they was like, you ain't about to disrespect the champion. You ain't about to do that, okay? So it's definitely about to be a triple threat coming, okay? If they don't do triple threat, it's going to be whoever wins the WWE Championship is going to have to fight Rhea for a rematch. It's one of the two. It's one of the two that's about to happen. Because I'm like, now Bianca, you on a double front beef, low key. Because I'm like, you on a beef with Rhea. Okay? And then you got to figure out the situation with the big three. Okay? And from what I heard, Bianca, Jey had said something like, she knew, what's her name did it? Naomi did it because she ran away when after she got attacked. But we trying to figure out why the hell you ain't call or text Bianca back. The only thing I figure is she probably knew low key that they was gonna put Naomi with Bianca, and there was no point in texting Bianca if your friend or your sis was gonna be there over your shoulder or right next to you every time. Like, I can't tell you that your tag team partner wasn't Amy, because then after I tell you, you got one or two options. You either confront her, and then even if she tell you yes, what do you do about it? Are y'all still partners? If I come back, do you still let me get at her and beat the hell out of her? Or do you just be like, shrug it off and be like, at least you told me. Now we got to do what we got to do for these championships. You see what I'm saying? Like, how would you go about that? How close are we? You know what I'm saying? Because her and Naomi known each other longer. But duration of friendship don't matter. Okay? Because you could be friends with somebody for 20 years and you could be friends with somebody for 2. And the person that you was friends with for 2 years, you and that person can have more substance as a friend than you and the person that you was friends with for 20 years. So I don't know what the hell going on with that. But I can't wait to watch SmackDown after this. Okay? Because I need to figure out what the hell going on. And this Seth match, Troy, you done hook Seth up again with the little sequence outfit and then the gear. Okay? But I'm ready to see this match because I want to know what the hell happening. Okay? And I tell y'all, the people love The people love Seth, the people love Punk, the people love Seth and Punk. And that was a main event. What I had mentioned earlier, the Nia versus Becky thing, and I was like, the women were main event and eating it up. That match that I just watched, that cage match with Seth and because Nia was killing in these main events for a minute on Raw. Like, to me, SmackDown been good for her, but Raw was everything. Between the beef between her, Rhea, and Becky, sometimes it all coincided and sometimes it was just separate. Let me tell you something, okay? That was it. But this Punk and Seth cage match, okay, I'm still processing. And then the second half came, and I'm processing that at the same time. So they start the match off. As soon as Seth come out, he's like, sing my song. He come out. You know, Troy got him together with the looks. So he come out, get himself together. Punk come out. The arena goes crazy. You hear me? The arena goes crazy. Okay? Like, the whole arena was singing this man's song. If they had the DBA thing like they do when they be in Europe and other countries, they could have did it for when Logan got booed and when Punk came out. When I tell you, the whole arena sang that man's song. Even if they didn't know all the words, they sang at least the first part. That thing was loud, okay? He come out to the ring, and that poor hairdresser is, because she's also the makeup artist. But when I seen like how he gets prepared for the matches, and she got to use all that gel and spray the hair to stay in place, I wonder if that's the same gel and hairspray she used when Shotzi had that Survivor Series match 2023. Because if that's the same hair gel she used, I need to go buy some. And people were laughing at me on Twitter. Listen, Tina does what she wants to do, okay? That's why a lot of time I keep her in braids. She's real curly. Y'all seen me do my hair and all that stuff. So for the people that watch match, I come here looking rough, whatever, okay? But when I tell you Shotzi was in Survivor Series and not an ounce of her hair moved the whole time she was on there, I said, what the hell was she using in her hair? If it's the same stuff Alicia uses on her hair, let me find out what the hell it is and let me get it. And I tweeted them, and I'm not trying to be funny when I tweet them this. Like, sis, what do y'all put on y'all hair? Because I'm serious. Like, when they be like, oh, the edge control works for all types of hair, and it don't work for mine. Tina be like, you thought? My whole hair could be slicked down, and 3 hairs right here be like, nope. So okay. First of all, Seth's hair is getting long, and I like the fact that whoever colors his hair has kept the color. Like, they touched up his ends. It goes with his look. Because you remember when he first came out, he had one patch that was blonde and then half his hair was blonde. I wasn't really into the Shield thing. Like, when I told y'all I would stop watching, I was in and out really of it. I was really in and out of it. I just remember when I clicked on it, it was 3 guys looked like they were security or worked for the daggone Secret Service that came out. I didn't know who the hell they was, okay? Now I'm thinking about Dean, and somebody did a compilation of him on his promos and segments and stuff on WWE, and I was crying laughing. That's what I was thinking about. But he is hilarious. And I liked him when they had him on Total Divas. Like, I liked when they showed him and Renee. Because I watched all, 6 seasons of that? And somebody said their best seasons was the first, the second. Was it 7 seasons? The first, the second, the fourth. I think the fourth one is when Miz and Maurice got their spinoff show, and the Bellas got their spinoff show. And then the last season, like, I think the 3rd, 5th, 6th season, I was like, was it the 4th season? Is that when they introduced? I think that's when they introduced Nia and Paige. And whatever season they introduced Liv, I can't remember if that was the last or the 6th one. The last one was real good, but the one that introduced her was hilarious. That's all I was like, she's my girl, because she is how she is on TV is how she is in real life. But yeah, so they saying his whole thing before he even get in the thing good. Steph's stealing off. First of all, I don't remember not no steel cage match. Okay? Maybe one. But maybe it's because I'm thinking of Hell in a Cell matches. That had the ref inside the cage. And the only reason why the ref was inside this one, because it was like you had to win by both feet touching the floor. Both feet touching the floor, a submission, or a pin. Okay? And when he said both feet touching the floor, the only thing I can remember, first thing that came to mind was that cage match between Omos and Bobby Lashley. And when Omos had threw Bobby into the cage and the cage broke. And then Bobby stood up to get his self together. And the rest of them was trying to figure out if he won the match. And I was like, well, he won. Both his feet done touched the floor. I don't think, honestly, that outcome was supposed to be what it was. I don't think that outcome was supposed to be what it was. But it was what it was. I remember that because they was trying to severely push Omos. And they had him do 4 people in the ring at once. And I was like, y'all doing it wrong. Whoever was doing the story at the time, I was like, y'all doing it wrong. Y'all having these squash matches with him to show that he's strong enough to get to go against 4 or 5 people and win these matches. But then when he fights someone like Bobby, he lost in a match. And then when he fought who was it? I think Seth in a match. And I knew he was gonna lose to Seth. I knew that from the jump. And then I was like, and then he fought Brock, and I was like, I think I said something and it was somebody else too, and I think Braun Strowman, or I wanted him to do Braun, and I was like, now, if Bobby beat him, who's beating Brock, okay, and somebody else fought him and beat him, who's also beating Brock. At the time, I think I said something like that. I was like, he should be able to beat, but then I was like, Brock is Brock. And they had him lose all those matches, or he lost all those matches. And then I was like, that's when I was like, he needs to go back to the PC and get with someone who trains tall and big people. Like the person that helped train or has a similar training style to whoever trained Damien, or whoever trained Kane, or Big Show, or Undertaker, tall or Baron. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, to help him use his height and his weight to his advantage. Because I'm like, outside of the choke slam, what are we doing? So, but I digress. Because I'm like, if you're going to have him keep winning these other matches, he at least win one of these matches. But then I'm like, but then again, you going against experienced vets. Like, he should have started out in a match against Otis or something like that, and then build his way up. So we'd be like, oh, he might go win. But that was just terrible writing, or terrible matchup, or whatever. So they start beating the hell up out of each other. Off the jump, Seth throws Punk into the cage, right? This is hilarious. This is how you know they don't like each other. They hate each other. Because it say if you get out of the ring, okay, pin or submission. Seth was right there at the door, okay? Right there at the door. You hear me? Was opening it. I'm thinking he gonna go out, and I'm like, it's only been 5-10 minutes into this thing. He holding the door like this. You know, like the dude though. He doing that come on, you could go out. I'm laughing because I'm like, you taunting him. He over there fighting for his life to get up, and you taunting him. Then I'm like, okay. So then after that, I'm like, After that, I'm like, what is happening? Okay, what is happening? So then, Punk hits him with 2 go to sleeps. I think he pins him. And he throws his... trying to think. Punk hits him with 2 go to sleep. He slams his face up against the cage, and he stomps him, and Seth kicks out. 2 go to sleeps now. That's his finisher. And then he hits him with a stomp. I'm like, oh. Then Seth tries to get up on the ring. He hits his back or something like that up on the cage or something like that. I'm like, I told y'all this match is gonna be good. I'm like, first of all, because Punk, they said, is 4-0 in the steel cage match, and Seth has to redeem himself because he lost the Punk the last time. But I was like I mentioned, Seth is one of those people that got the high resiliency. You're not just about to beat the hell out of him and the pin is going to be that easy. Like I mentioned, him, KO, Finn, AJ Styles. It's somebody else. It's somebody else. My brain is not thinking. I'm going to think of it later on. I'm like, oh, and I'm going to tweet it. But like, when I think of resilient, like when certain people have matches against certain people, I'm like, the match is not going to be that easy. Like when Sammy had that match with KO, and he's like, I'm a fighter, this, that, and the third. And I was like, you forgot you fighting KO. Like that man has had the knee look like come out the socket, got beat down, landed on a steel something, hit with the daggone like brass knuckles, and still kicked out. Like, you not about his resiliency high as hell. Between that and the adrenaline, like, you not about to win at him. I don't know where him, AJ, Finn, or Seth get it from. It's a 5th person. I know it's a 5th person because I mentioned it in the a match prior to, and I was like, they kick out. It's crazy because you be thinking, was it Miz? It might have been. Because I know all of the people that I said and that had mentioned were OGs. But, yeah, so then Seth had hit him with the go to sleep. Then he hit him with an STF. I didn't know what that mean. I had to Google it. So I think it said step something, toe lock, toe something, face something. I think it said. So I was like, okay, Google, thank you for answering what He hit him with that. Punk had kicked out. So everybody, this is awesome. Da, 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 da. So I remember Punk hitting Seth with 2 elbows. That's what it was. 2 elbows before the 2 GTS. And then the crowd, New York wild. So they hit there. One more time. One more time. One more time. So we like, okay, you know what I'm saying? One more time. We about to hit this one more time. He do it one more time. He pins Punk. Nothing. Okay? Nothing happens. Punk go over there and do the same thing. Seth go open the thing. It's like, go out. You could go out. You could go out. Seth tried to hit Punk with a pedigree, didn't work. So at one point in time, Punk had went all the way up to the cage. And Cole and him was like, he can go out this way. So then Seth meets him up there. But the way Punk sits is like, first he stood up and he looked down. And when he looked down and stood up like that, I said he looked like how Shane looked before Shane had jumped from the top of that steel cage into the announcement table. Remember that? They always list that as like one of the craziest things. And he did that. That's what he looked like. Then he got so I was like, then Seth came up there and I was like, I hope don't nobody fall. Like, that was my literal thing. So when he did that, Seth was coming down and then Punk came down. I don't know how the hell Seth grabbed Punk, but he grabbed him and super suplexed this man. Okay? Then he hit him with the GTS. and pinned him. And Seth kicked out. And I said, what the hell? Like that. Oh, match was everything. You hear me? Match was everything. Okay. So then, Seth ends up doing, I forgot what move he ended up doing, but then he did him with the super stomp because he used both hands, both feet, and then sat there and he was catching his breath, right? And I said he watching him die, as he say, die, whatever. And like die, Bug's Life. So he hits him with that, and then we hear the crowd. So we like, who the hell is that? Because we hear, woo, it's louder than normal. Everybody's cheering for the match, but it's louder than normal. So I'm like, who is that? Okay. I'm about to put these bangs back up. I'm like, who is that? Okay. So when that happens, we see, I was like, Seth watching Punk die, like he said, metaphorically. We see him get grabbed up. It's by Roman. Seth's feet hit the floor. So technically, Seth is, technically Seth won. But I'm like, did he win though? Because when Roman had pulled him out, I think he like clotheslined him or something. I forgot what he did to him first. Then he Superman punched him because he hit that ooh ah. Then he speared the boy, okay? And Seth like this going back. And I was like, to me, that's still crazy. Stuff like that is crazy. Because I'm like, y'all real good friends. Y'all best friends. Like, I don't watch. What did I watch? When I had watched Chris Van Vliet's Seth interview. And y'all know Seth is one of the few people, every time he got an interview, I'm watching. Okay. The Crawfords, I'm watching. Montez and Bianca. All of Seth's interviews, I'm watching. Cody's, I think I watched 90% of his. I watched probably 80-90% of Jay's, but and Jimmy's and Naomi's, the family. Okay, I watched. But like Seth's interviews, the interviews that I watch the most when it comes with celebrities, depending on what it is, has been Seth's, Rhea's, Dom's. Who did I just say? Bianca and Montez's. And I'm gonna say Cody. I think I watched a lot of his interviews as well. Now, if it's certain shows that I watch, like Watch Mojo has been doing a lot of wrestling lately. Y'all ain't been doing a lot of wrestling, and I subscribe and I watch them regularly. I discovered NXT and stuff watching React Channel. At the time it was FBE, because that's who I figured out who Tony and Trick and JC Jane and all them were before I started watching Netflix. Like I'm in NXT, like I've been watching it. And Nightcap, I like when Punk was on there, it was cool, but I loved when the Miz was on there. And I was like, if he ever retires, he needs to be a golf or a football commentator. Like that man's, the way he talks about it, you would think he'd have been an announcer for it his whole life. And what else do I watch that they be on? Sometimes, like regularly. They don't know, none of them be on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. So, what is a real show? So like that's the main stuff I think on YouTube I'll watch. And then of course the algorithm shows other stuff. But yeah. So he starts stomping him out and stuff like that. But I was saying, that was crazy to me only because it's like, I have to look at it in the form of basketball players. Like that. Like your best friend and you both made NBA. Y'all play opposite teams. Like how Carmelo and LeBron were. You know what I'm saying? But y'all best friends, but at the end of the day, y'all compete against each other. Like that's how or more so like, was it Sugar Ray? No, it was I think it was Pacquiao and Roy Jones Jr. I want to say, I think they said they are really good friends, even though they could fight against each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, you know, like you, when it comes to combat like that, you just gotta try to separate your brain. Like, this is job, this is for a check and entertainment, and this is my friend stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like outside of work, we could talk about this. Just like when I'm at work, at a regular job, we cool and stuff like that. My friend, we might become friends at work, but at the end of the day, we got a job to do. That's how I have to do that, because I'm like, they were probably chill. They're like this. And even on Chris Plan Elite, he was like, all his friends are in the business. And he was like, he's real close to Punk. No, he didn't say Punk. He said Moxley and Roman. Of course, his two brothers from Shield. He was close to Bray. Rest in peace. Who else he said? I think he said Sammy. I can't remember if he said KO or not. And he said, surprisingly to me, he said Cody. And this is how good of an interviewer Cody is. Okay. Oh, and I watched the pivot. So some of them have been on the pivot, because Bianca and them been on the pivot. And Cody's been on the pivot. But and Jay's been on a nightcap. So like, but this is how good of an interviewer Cody is, because he's very much like Dom. Like Dom, when he interviews, he'll go from Dominic, the guy, to Dominic Mysterio like that. Like when he was on Impulsive, you could ask him something, and it's like, or in Personal MV, you'll get a Dominic answer. But then you'll ask him something about like his dad or wrestling, he'll switch automatically into character. Like that's crazy. With Cody, it's more subtle, because I don't know if that's why he dressed like a politician too, because he's so good at it. Like when he said Cena had told him there's no point in going heel. I think he told him like 2 years ago. He said, because the people that hate you are going to hate you anyway. Like regardless, to them you are the heel, already a heel, and then other ones, love you. So I was like, that makes sense. But the politician liar part in him, or character part in him, is he was saying how if he wrote a book, it'll be a whole chapter dedicated to Seth. And he was like, because they don't like each other. Excuse me. I don't know if that was true prior to the cage match and WrestleMania and all that. Okay? It could have been. But if it wasn't, he sold the hell out of that in them 2 interviews. Because for him to do that and then Seth be like, Cody's one of my close friends. So I'm like, because he was like, me and Cody, I think Cody said me and Seth, like, we're cool. Like, we don't get along, we're cool. So I'm like, now I'm sitting here like, so you were selling us Cody Rhodes, the character, in these interviews. So, nothing still beats the interview with him and the press conference with him and Jay. Like nothing. My favorite press conferences moments is that every time Punk comes on, because he's always asking for some snack, I say he is me and I am him. Last time he had muffin, Time before that, he had a macaroon. I think KO, when he was there, I think he had a Snickers. Okay? The one with the big three, when the girls are sitting there talking amongst themselves like they were on the phone or having a regular conversation, like the press wasn't even there. Those have been my favorite. And when Jimmy did the dance at his wife's birthday, those are my favorites. Those are my favorites. I like the one with Roman too, because Roman slipped in and out of a character real quick. It went from Joe to Roman real quick. Like when he was like, "I ain't got time, I'm tired." It was like WrestleMania night 1, and he was like, "Ask your question," and that was a Roman. And then when they asked him about his health, he switched to Joe real quick. And I was like, oh, just like Rock does a fine line of it at the end of the Royal Rumble when they ask him questions. Like he'll go out there and do that, and then he'll come in and he'll be like, this, and then he'll be like, I can go heel, I can go good guy, I can go, and then he'll go be laughing and stuff, and you be like, and to some people you be like, somebody be like, they got a multiple personality disorder or bipolar or something, but that's like how good they are. Because I'm like, how the hell? But anyways, he did all that. Security and them had to come out. Eddie the ref came out. Adam was coming out. Said he about to make Adam stressed out because Adam about to turn red. Y'all know that man's stressed. I think that's part of the reason why he ain't got no hair. And then Legend came out. It was somebody else came out. Some other people that came out. Stopped him because he had put Seth's head on the steel and he's about to stomp him out. So then when he did that, he looks over and the camera looks over with him. He sees Paul in there comforting Punk. Now, for y'all that don't know, he used to be Punk's manager. He said that they're best friends. That he's and Roman was looking like, I know my wife been not in there with him. Okay, I don't care what history y'all got going on. This me thinking, boy, he's in his mind. But you, my wise man, okay? I was cordial with him for one night Survivor Series, and that didn't even pan out like I want to. I still owe him a lick back for holding his arm out and going out in the cage in November. Okay, so when they showed him, and then he turned around and smiled, I said, "Oh, he pissed." I said, "Oh, he pissed." I said, "Y'all ever seen somebody do that piss smile?" I said, "That's the kind of little crazy. They a little off right there. Run, okay." I said, just like if you see somebody like, "Oh no, you're fine," or "That's funny," and then like pop off or something, run. If you see, okay, that's one of the times you run. Another time you run, like the historical event of the Great Chair Brawl, okay, that happened a couple years ago. Okay, another time you run is when you see a black person skipping towards a fight, because that nigga ain't got nothing to lose. Okay. You see him skipping, that don't mean he happy. That mean he or she about to beat the brakes off somebody. You run the other way, okay? Go the other way. 2 times, if somebody smile in your face and you know they pissed, or somebody skipping towards you and they a person of color, run the hell away, okay? And something's about to go down. You hear me? So when he did that, I was like, oh. So as soon as he came in the ring, he grabbed Punk. Paul hardtail to the corner of the ring, slammed him up against the steel, okay, and then speared him. And Punk like this, red. And they just showed, and I said, oh yeah, he pissed. Okay, he pissed. Coming in there with the suede throwback Jordans. So he, I said, y'all done pissed that man off, okay? My son upstairs playing the Island of Relevancy right now. He asked to stay at Boys and Girls Club and then decided he wanted to come home because his game. But I'm about to watch this SmackDown episode, and I'm gonna let y'all know what I think. But today was a little different because I got the pause and stuff, and my brain I think was still like waking up from. Because when I woke up, I had to get my son and stuff, and then I was like, well, let me pause and do each video for each thing so I won't forget nothing. Oh, I did forget something. So then Cathy Kelly had interviewed Chad and was like, we know it was you. What are you saying? Chad was like, she was like, why don't you confess? Chad was like, I'm just trying to tell you that the security here in New York is terrible. Like, who let somebody run? Excuse me. Run and attack, certain people. Whatever. She's like, that wasn't me. So she was like, just confess it was you. Okay? So when they showed Homeboy in the yellow shoes come out in all black with the mask on, and then she was like, I said that must be Dragon Lee. They just might have switched masks with Dragon Lee and put him in that mask and then use security to haul. Because I was like, that person right there they got that security's holding don't have the same stature as the person that actually did it. I said, as Chad. I said, or, okay, that's what I'm thinking. Or two, it was that person and I want to believe it's Chad. But I'm going with what I said, okay? I think they just made one of the luchas or somebody backstage was like, hey, put this on so we can make it seem like Chad ain't do it. But then at the end of the day, Chad really did it. Because then my third thought was, if they did sign Rhea's husband, how tall is he? Ain't he like 6 something? And he wearing a mask, but he don't wear no lucha mask, right? How tall? Or did they bring they said Penta got a brother or cousin or something to AEW? Like, did they bring or did they bring like Callisto back or something? Like, what is happening? And if it's not Chad or Brutus or Julius too small, I mean too big, too tall, who else would it be? Who else would it be that felt like they had the need to attack the LWO? Because the only other person I would feel like would want to do that outside of Dom would have been Santos. But I'm like, them beefs had ended 2 years ago. Okay? So, like, who else was doing that? I found out in Brussels. But I still think it was Chad. I'm just saying. If I'm not, I will say that I'm wrong on X. But I don't think I'm wrong. Okay? Let me watch this SmackDown. Y'all, bye. Also, shout out to Pat and his love for hip-hop music. Because during the cage match, he actually was like, he quoted some lyrics and he was like, Fabulous is in the building. I said, oh, he mentioned acknowledge him. I was like, Pat is definitely a millennial. But shout out to him because I'm like, the man been sitting behind you the whole time. WWE, if you're not a current hip-hop star, I feel like, if you an OG one, the only ones they probably acknowledge be like Snoop, maybe Eminem, Ice Cube. Like, because a lot of people don't know certain people in hip-hop. Like, I had a debate with some girl on Twitter because she gonna tell me, somebody was like, Jay-Z is not like an international star like that. And the one girl was like, what? That's blasphemy. As far as a hip-hop artist himself, not as far as him being Beyonce's husband. Okay? Him being married to Beyonce. And I had to tell the girl, I said, I feel like this is accurate. And I said, the only reason why I feel like this is accurate is because outside of today's celebrity news, people knowing that him and Beyonce are married, a lot of these new generations don't know his music. Some of the old generations don't know his music. Okay? Just like when people from the South ain't know Jay-Z and stuff like that till a certain time. I lived in DC when BT was still there before they were in New York. They didn't even play Jay-Z music like that until like 98, I think. And that was after his second album. Okay. Like, when we played hip hop, it was like older, like other artists in New York or like Southern music. So, I was like, but people, all generations, I don't care who you are, all generations know 50 Cent. Oh, because they try to say, the thing was people that Jay was a bigger celebrity than 50. That's what it was. And I said, people around the world, especially old people, they love 50 Cent, Ice Cube, and Snoop Dogg. Okay? I was like, you could ask white, Asian, Hispanic, whoever, who these three celebrities are. They could probably tell you all three or two out of the three. I was like, Jay-Z, I don't think, not so much. Okay? And for like certain genres, it be like that. So like with Fabulous, if you wasn't into watching BET 106 in Park and all this other stuff back in the day, or you're not a fan of older music or stuff like that from 20 years ago, I can't believe it was 25 years ago. It was 2000, which is crazy. You're not going to know these people. Okay? So, because when Holla Back Young come out, what was that, 03? You ain't going to know that music. Like, I think that was like one of his first singles that hit radio. So shout out to that. But let me go finish watching the SmackDown. Love you all. Bye.